What on earth is going on here? Wandering around during the day again? As your husband's mother, I am appalled. You're a wife, yet you don't even attempt to take care of the household. Every single day, all you do is waste your husband's hard-earned money. To make matters worse, you're already at a disadvantage in terms of first impressions, considering that you are 5 years older than David. Seriously, why don't you take some time to do the housework? Samantha! You're just out there having fun, so you need to respond to my messages immediately. Ignoring the messages from your husband's mother is absolutely unacceptable. Do you understand? I am currently at work, though. What? I've told you countless times, but I'm not a housewife. I have a job. I go out almost every day during the week because I'm going to the office. After I return home, I handle the housework and I take care of the more detailed tasks on my days off. Honestly, it's been 3 months since we started living together, so can't you at least try to remember my job and how I manage my daily life? I've remembered your schedule, which is why I'm cautioning you. Listen, you need to hurry home and do the housework. You have responsibilities as a wife. You need to take them seriously. I have a meeting coming up right now. What? I have preparations to make, so please excuse me. What do you mean you have a meeting? There is absolutely no way you have a meeting when you're not even working. Samantha! This is getting out of hand. Enough already. It's incredibly frustrating to see you neglecting your duties. Do you have any idea how hard David works to support this household? And yet here you are, spending your days frolicking around instead of taking care of the responsibilities that come with being a wife. If you spent even half the time on household chores that you do gallivanting around town, this home would be in much better shape. How can you expect to earn my respect when you won't even acknowledge the importance of your role? It's infuriating. You need to understand that a marriage involves mutual responsibilities, and right now, you're failing miserably in yours. You say you're busy with work, but do you really think that justifies your behavior? You need to prioritize this family and your duties at home. You may be busy, but that's no excuse for neglecting the home you share with my son. We expect you to be a partner, not just someone who's living here without contributing anything meaningful. Can't you see how your actions are affecting everyone around you? You must change your attitude, or I assure you, this will lead to major problems in your marriage. I really hope you reflect on this and take it seriously. We want to see you as a responsible member of this family, not someone who's constantly evading their duties. So please, Samantha, think about how your actions are perceived and what needs to be done moving forward. David, do you have a moment to talk?
Yeah, I'm free now, but what's going on?
You need to seriously consider getting a divorce from that useless wife of yours.
Huh? Mom, what's going on? When you say useless wife, are you really talking about Samantha?
Of course, who else would I be talking about? That woman is out there playing while you're working hard, sweating away to support the family. It's outrageous to think that even now, at this very moment, she's off having fun instead of contributing to the household.
What?
Just earlier today, I sent her a message telling her to hurry home and take care of the housework. Do you want to know what her response was? She said she had a meeting! A meeting! Can you even believe it? There is absolutely no way that a stay-at-home wife could possibly have a meeting.
Well, that's.
Actually, I was just having a serious discussion with your father about our future, and we're planning to implement something important.
Implement something? What do you mean by that?
Now that's a surprise for you. All you have to do is follow our instructions, so don't worry. Oh, and by the way, you might want to consider getting back to work soon. Good luck with that.
Oh, okay. Samantha, I think you're probably busy with work right now, but I'd really appreciate it if you could reply when you get a chance.
David, what's going on? I'm actually free right now. I've adjusted my break schedule a bit to accommodate some work matters, so I can chat.
I see. Thanks for that.
So, what's on your mind?
I'm not completely sure, but it seems like my parents might be plotting something.
Plotting something? What do you mean?
I'm really sorry, I don't have many details at the moment. I heard about it just yesterday. When I tried to get more information from them, they kept insisting that I should just follow their directions without question.
I see.
I apologize for not having more substantial information to share with you. I genuinely tried to get more insights, but I was concerned that if I pushed too hard, they might get suspicious of me and back off.
It's okay. Just having a reason to be cautious is already a big help to me. Thank you for sharing what you could.
I feel so pathetic right now. The situation with my parents moving in happened because I carelessly got caught in a mess. They moved in while I was away and packed up their things, effectively forcing me into this living arrangement without my consent.
I mean, I was shocked when it first happened, and even now I can't fully wrap my head around it, but there were some unavoidable circumstances surrounding it. They had a major argument with my brother-in-law and his wife, and just like that, they were kicked out, ending up on the street with only the clothes on their backs. In that context, I can't really place the blame solely on your parents for stepping in. It was the cold season, and I simply couldn't let them endure that. If I had tried to kick them out and they had gotten sick as a result, I could only imagine how awful I would feel afterward.
However, I really despise that I find myself being manipulated by those who have no understanding of your work or position. It seems like they never had any intention of trying to understand you from the very beginning. And to top it off, I'm currently relying on you financially. I want to be able to stand next to you with confidence as your partner instead of feeling so dependent on you.
David...
I want you to tell me if there's anything I can do to help in this situation.
Yeah, thank you. So if you get any more information later, please keep me posted.
Is that all you're looking for?
For now, we can't make any moves without information, can we? If I had to specify, I'd say I want you to be careful, not to let my parents catch on that you're keeping me informed about their plans. Since you aren't being suspected by your mom and dad, I'm confident you can manage that.
I see. Okay.
In any case, let's take it step by step and do what we can to handle this. All right?
Absolutely. I got it.
David, could you do me a quick favor?
Sure, what do you need?
I need you to go to the A real estate office in front of S station.
Why a real estate office?
Don't worry, I've already made arrangements. If you introduce yourself at the reception, they should be able to assist you right away.
Okay, I understand, but it might take me some time since I need to finish my current tasks first.
That's fine, as long as you can go in at some point, it will be okay. Just remember to let them know who you are when you arrive, and they'll know exactly what to do.
All right, I'll make sure to mention your name when I get there. I'll do my best to wrap things up quickly.
Thank you so much, David. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I'll get it done as soon as I can. Samantha, this is an urgent situation.
David?
I know you're probably busy with work, but I need you to come to the A real estate office in front of S station as soon as you can.
Are you talking about the branch in front of S station?
Yes, that's the one. My mom and dad are thinking about something really dangerous.
Dangerous? What do you mean?
I can't explain everything right now, but it's important that you come quickly. I'll send you a message with all the details as soon as you're on your way.
All right, I understand. I should be able to get there in about 30 minutes.
I'm sorry for the sudden request, but I really need your help. Samantha, thank you for coming earlier. I really appreciate it.
No problem at all. Actually, I think it ended up helping us push our plan forward, right?
Well, yeah, that's true. I guess it did help a bit.
Okay, I'm going to get back to work now. Let's stick to the plan from here on out.
Got it. Mom, I've finished the procedures on my end.
Thanks for your hard work, David. Were you surprised?
Yeah, that was quite the shocker.
I know, right? Originally, my plan was to complete the paperwork just with Dad and then let you know afterward as a surprise. But they told me that any contract-related documents require the person's consent, so I had to inform you.
That makes sense. It's important to avoid any legal issues. If you didn't follow the rules, it could lead to serious trouble.
Oh no, is that true? I'm glad we found out in advance.
By the way, I'll arrange for the moving company for the big day as well.
Oh, really?
I have a friend in the moving business, so I think I can get a good deal.
Well, in that case, should I leave it to you?
Definitely. I've got this covered, so you don't have to worry about a thing.
Thanks, David. Oh, I feel so relieved knowing you're handling it. I knew I could count on you.
Of course. I'll make sure everything goes smoothly.
All right, let's keep everything on track, and if there's anything else you need from me, just let me know.
Absolutely. I'll keep you updated.
Samantha, you should be on your way home by now, right? I'll be arriving soon. Is there something you need? Well, even when you get back, you won't be able to get inside. That's because I've already terminated the lease on that house. What? David took care of all the paperwork for me. What exactly are you trying to say? Samantha, you're going to divorce David. I don't think I need to explain the reasons, but since you're living off him, he has decided to move without you. The son of an elite family doesn't want to be tied down to a lazy wife like you anymore. Huh? A move and a divorce? Did David actually say he wants a divorce? You don't even need to ask that. I can tell. Wow, that's quite impressive. By the way, where are you now? I'm in the car heading to our new place. A friend of David's who runs a moving company is helping us out by providing transportation, in addition to handling the moving of our belongings. I see. That's interesting. Just out of curiosity, do you know where you're headed? Of course! We're heading to the beautiful new house that David rented for us. A beautiful new house, huh? That's great to hear. So does that mean you're returning your husband who earns $1 a day? Huh? $1 a day? Well, if David really wants to divorce me, that's what it implies. Listen, Samantha, please keep your jokes to yourself. There's no way that David, who's an executive at his company, would earn just $1 a day. Don't say something silly like he's unemployed and living on an allowance of just $1. Oh, wow, you are right on target with that one. Huh? David is currently unemployed. What? He left his previous job because it was a pretty tough environment and I had to make him quit for his health. Right now, he's attending a school to obtain a national qualification. He takes his lunch with him and buys a paper bag of vegetable juice that costs less than $1 every day, which I give him at the beginning of the month. Just so you know, this is all by his own choice, so I'm not forcing him to do anything. Samantha, enough with the nonsense! David is an executive who supports us! Actually, that's my role. What? You didn't believe me even when I introduced myself at the time of our marriage, did you? On the contrary, you interpreted it as if David only decided to marry me because he became an executive. I just can't understand how you could think that way. I even told you that if you checked the executive list on the W Company website, you would see my name there, but now it seems like you've never looked at it even once, right? Well, You might have been skeptical at first, but David and I have been in a committed relationship. I supported him through his journey to become an executive, and I made sacrifices for him along the way. You see, it's not easy for anyone to balance work and personal life, especially in such a demanding role. But now it seems that all of that has been disregarded in your eyes, as if my efforts mean nothing. Do you even realize the sacrifices I made for this family? I mean, David and I had to endure challenges that came our way, and we faced adversity together. You should understand that just because he's not working right now doesn't diminish his worth or the contributions he's made to our family. In fact, his decision to pursue a qualification shows his dedication to creating a better future for us. It's hard to believe you think so little of him. It's easy to say those things when you're not the one dealing with the day-to-day struggles. Look, I don't expect you to understand everything, but at least show some respect for his efforts. This isn't just about money, it's about values and support. If David has decided to take a break to better himself, that's commendable. It means he's taking charge of his life and working towards a goal that will ultimately benefit all of us. Honestly, you should be more supportive and encouraging him, rather than belittling his choices. After all, we're all in this together, and family means being there for one another. But instead, you choose to criticize and make judgments without fully understanding the situation. You're quick to jump to conclusions without considering the bigger picture. So, it really was there. You're the executive director of W Company? By the way, my maternal grandfather is the president of the company. Huh? So then, does that mean the living expenses, since we started cohabitating, weren't actually paid by David? Yes, that's correct. I've been covering all the costs, including those for your unemployed father-in-law and yourself. Wait a minute. So about that luxury apartment rental agreement that I asked David to handle? Regarding that, just before the contract was finalized, he called me in to discuss the situation, and we decided to forego the luxury apartment contract in favor of renting a different apartment. What? A different one? I'm talking about the new place where David and I will be living. What? What are you talking about? David was supposed to move in with us. David is traveling separately in his own car, isn't he? Yes, he should be following us closely. Wait, he's not here? What? We're on the highway. The luxury apartment we were going to contract is supposed to be in the same state. You just realized that now, huh? What is going on here? Right now the vehicle you're in is a black minivan, isn't it? Yes, but... That vehicle belongs to a civil engineering company called Oniwa Group. Oniwa Group? I feel like I've heard of that. Please inform your father-in-law as well. Both of you will be moving into the company housing provided by Oniwa Group. What? Your father-in-law's brother, your brother-in-law, will be living right next door. My brother-in-law? I thought I recognized the name Oniwa Group. It turns out it was your brother-in-law's workplace. He's actually an uncle to David, but I've heard that in his younger days he was quite the wild one. Thanks to the excellent employee training at Oniwa Group, he's transformed from being a rowdy troublemaker known for causing injuries during his antics into a well-respected, charismatic figure who is loved by his subordinates. That's not just charismatic, it's annoying! I can't believe I have to live near someone like that and, on top of it all, work in the same place! But it's a good thing. It's not good! Well, you don't have anywhere else to stay, do you? Isn't it better than wandering the streets unemployed? That's true, but if we cohabitate in your new place... Oh, absolutely not. What? Then I'll be here waiting for David to arrive while I start meditating. Wait! Excuse me. Samantha, wait! David! Hey, respond to me! You're not really heading over to Samantha's place, are you? David! The husband was raised as the only son among two male siblings, a circumstance that inevitably shaped his upbringing in significant ways. He was excessively doted on by his parents, a situation that led him to develop into the kind of good boy who could never defy their wishes or expectations. This environment fostered a sense of obligation within him, creating a long-standing bond with his parents that began to feel more like a curse than a blessing. The expectations they placed upon him were immense, and he felt a constant pressure to maintain the image of the perfect son. This deeply ingrained sense of duty, cultivated over many years, created the sort of emotional bondage that seemed to overshadow every aspect of his life. It wasn't until he encountered me, a representative from a business partner, that he began to see things differently. The reality of his situation was slowly dawning upon him, and our meeting marked a pivotal moment in his life, leading us to where we are now in this complicated yet hopeful journey of self-discovery. After years of living under the suffocating weight of his parents' expectations, David has finally reached a turning point in his life. The moment of liberation that he has longed for has finally arrived. He successfully obtained a national qualification, an achievement that many would consider significant and indicative of a promising future. Since then, he's been diligently working at his new job, a role that not only challenges him, but also empowers him to explore his potential and capabilities in ways he had never imagined. This new chapter in his life marks a shift, not only in his career, but also in his personal growth and development as an individual. However, with the arrival of this new job comes the inevitable challenge of dealing with his in-laws, who are an ever-present source of concern. They embody the kind of overbearing parental figures that can easily undermine one's self-esteem and autonomy. I can vividly recall a recent incident that encapsulated the essence of this issue perfectly. Picture this: a luxury black van, sleek and imposing, pulls up with a sense of urgency and authority. My heart raced as I felt an overwhelming wave of tension sweep over me, an anxiety that was palpable in the air. I felt compelled to confront them, boldly shouting for them to turn back right away. Despite my bravado, a glance around revealed that I was encircled by a group of remarkably strong employees, all of whom seemed to have muscles rippling beneath their shirts, casting an intimidating shadow over me. The sight of these imposing figures surrounding me made my heart drop. My confidence was quickly eroding under their scrutiny, and I felt incredibly vulnerable in that moment. At that moment, reality sank in. The gravity of my predicament was becoming clearer, and my initial bravado began to fade. Instead of feeling empowered by my outburst, I found myself flustered and overwhelmed, almost as if I was caught in a surreal nightmare. The realization of being cornered hit me hard, leading to a flurry of anxious thoughts. I was awash with embarrassment and a sense of defeat, shrinking into myself and letting out a soft sigh of resignation. I felt like I was facing a daunting mountain that seemed insurmountable, with no clear path forward. It took a moment, but it seemed that David and I were both beginning to comprehend the seriousness of our situation. Our precious bravado was fading away, replaced by a sobering understanding of our current circumstances. David's parents, who had always loomed large in his life, were finally making their presence felt in a way that was hard to ignore. Following the confrontation, they seemed to quiet down, and we could only hope that this marked a turning point in their approach. As we transitioned from that tense moment, we ultimately found ourselves entering company housing. The atmosphere was heavy with the weight of what had just transpired, yet there was an undercurrent of hope and resilience that began to bubble to the surface. In this new living arrangement, David was finally able to confront the very issues that had held him captive for so long. It was a time for reflection, growth, and ultimately, transformation. The combination of strict yet loving education that he was now receiving was crucial in helping him break free from the emotional chains that had bound him. It was clear that he was undergoing a transformation, albeit a painful one. He was gradually being molded into a more resilient version of himself, one that could stand tall against the pressures that had previously defined him. The idea of being toughened up was more than just a saying, it was becoming his reality. While he navigated this new chapter, it became evident that he was struggling, often brought to the brink of tears as he faced the harsh realities of life without the protective bubble of his parents. But this struggle was necessary. It was a trial by fire, a way to reshape his character and instill a sense of determination that had been lacking for so long. Each day was a test of his resolve, pushing him to dig deep and find the inner strength he never knew he had. It was a daunting challenge, but one that was essential for his personal growth. I could see the changes in him, not just in his demeanor, but also in the way he approached challenges. The man who once cowered in the shadow of his parents was slowly emerging from that shell, albeit with great effort. The journey was far from easy, but with every hurdle he faced, David was becoming a more complete person, someone who could finally start to carve out his own identity and separate from his family. The education he was receiving was strict, designed to instill discipline and a sense of accountability. Yet there was an undeniable element of love woven through it all. It was this blend of rigor and affection that would eventually help him break free from the emotional chains that had bound him for years. The concept of tough love became a guiding principle in his transformation. David was learning that while it was important to have love and support, it was equally vital to understand the value of hard work and perseverance. As he began to embrace this newfound philosophy, I could sense a shift in his confidence. The once timid man was starting to stand a little taller, his shoulders squaring as he faced the world. No longer was he just the boy who did everything his parents wanted. He was becoming a man capable of making his own decisions and asserting his own will. With each passing day, he was building a foundation for a life that he could truly call his own. While the journey was still ongoing, I was optimistic about where it would lead him. David had already shown tremendous strength in his pursuit of independence, and I believed he would continue to do so. With the support of those around him and the gradual shedding of his old self, he would ultimately emerge as the man he was meant to be. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.